Hi there, it's Tammy here. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a link that I believe exists between my skincare routine and your pregnancy exercise journey. Seems a little far-fetched, I know, but bear with me here because I promise that there is actually a thread in there. So over the past few years, I've actually found myself becoming more interested in caring for my skin. You know, most women do that as they age. And I'm not afraid to say this, and I'm not afraid to admit this is out of total vanity. So recently I started seeing a dermal therapist called Maria. Now, first Maria told me that I needed to stop double cleansing. That's all I needed to do over the course of 2 weeks, so it was easy enough. The next step was actually a complete skin detox where we reduced all of the products that I was using to a bare minimum kind of Maria approved regime. Because part of the problem with what I was doing was that although the products that I was using were very good quality, they were still generic off-the-shelf products. You know, they weren't specific to my skin's ever-changing needs. And I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical at first. However, you know, they have this skin analysis technology which showed me just how much a small adjustment to what I was doing made a huge difference to my skin. And over the course of my skin detox, my skin actually started to look and feel noticeably different. So of course, Maria now had my complete buy-in. I was committed to this process and not only trusted her guidance, but I felt really safe in her care. And during the course of these visits, one of my kind of serums had run out and I didn't want to replace it without first speaking to Magical Maria. So on my third consult, rather than purchasing more generic skincare products, Maria actually made me a bespoke serum that's specific to my skin's requirements. And the difference in my skin under the supervision of Maria, the dermal specialist, has actually been incredible. You know, my once inflamed and red skin is now more even toned. My visible pores and those kind of horrible blackheads have been reduced. Fine lines have decreased, and of course my pigmentation has reduced dramatically as well. Now the changes have actually been so noticeable that Maria now has a number of new clients because I literally just can't stop raving about how amazing she is, right? Now, the most impactful thing about my experience with a dermal specialist and having a bespoke skincare regime is that it actually got me thinking about the pregnancy process, right? And the difference in the pregnancy experience between women who follow individualized training programs during their pregnancy journey and those who kind of follow the free, generic, trimester-based kind of one-size-fits-all workouts that you find online. Now, for a bit of a laugh, I decided to look at the definition of generic and one size fits all. Now, what I found actually wasn't that funny. Well, the derogatory definition did get a bit of a laugh from me. But what this little kind of dictionary exploration did was convince me that this generic approach is actually the antithesis of what's required when training during pregnancy. And I believe it self-selects itself as the incorrect path to take. But I'll go through the definition so you can make a decision for yourself whether you think this is this kind of like one size fits all approach that seems to kind of be the status quo when it comes to pregnancy is actually the way that we should be approaching things. First off, we'll start with the objective one size fits all. And this is relating to approaches that are standard and not tailored to individual needs or suitable for or used in all circumstances. In other words, something that can be used in replacement would be things like generic, general, common, or non-specific. Now, as a pregnancy and postnatal specialist, that last one really hit a nerve for me. But how about we look at generic, right? So generic is the characteristic of or relating to a class or group of things that are not specific. Again, that not specific pops up. How about we look at the derogatory term, which is lacking imagination or individuality, predictable and unoriginal. Now, for me, the derogatory definition is the kicker, because one of the things that I love about what I do is the thinking outside of the box aspect of programming for the pregnant population. There are certain positions and movements that pregnant women should typically avoid or minimize. So you need to adjust your exercise selection to continue working the same muscles, but in a safer way. And this is where the creativity part, which I really enjoy about programming for the pregnant population, comes in. Now, the very definition of free, one-size-fits-all kind of ebooks, swipe to train, Insta posts, exercise channels, and videos hinges on a complete lack of customization, right? Everyone gets the same. And for some reason, there's a tendency, once someone is pregnant, to just lump them into the same group as every other pregnant woman. Like all of a sudden, they lose their individuality, they're defined as pregnant and become the same as every single other pregnant woman, irrespective of how unique each person actually is, irrespective of their individual pregnancy experience being unique, irrespective of their training capacity and their training age being unique, and irrespective of their individual lifestyle factors, right? So all of a sudden, they're defined as one word, pregnant. And generic, one-size-fits-all, trimester-based free pregnancy ebooks and exercise videos become the norm, right? And specificity, individualization, and customization just seem to go out the window. To me, it's actually really bizarre because, like me and my bespoke skincare, rarely in our lives do we actively seek out a one-size-fits-all approach. We actually live in an age of customization and individualization. It's at the forefront of almost every well-known brand. Let's look at some. Levi's offers bespoke jeans. Nike and Puma offer customized trainers. Car manufacturers have an array of customization in both interior and exterior. You have customizable push bikes, fixies, mountain bikes, motorbikes. Louis Vuitton offers customization on so many of their products. Brands like TDE were launched on customization. Gatorade now has wearable technology that allows you to personalize your hydration strategy, for goodness sake. You can customize your own pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses, and we all know that you can get personalized and customized skincare. You can also get personalized and customized hair care, vitamins, beauty products. Many of you just need to look at your ring finger to see some custom-made jewelry, or around your home to see some custom-made furniture. Now, the list is almost never-ending. As consumers, we actually actively seek out customization and individualization. And when you look at kind of one-size-fits-all or that category, there actually aren't as many things as you might think. And typically, loosely tied to this category is the saying, one size does not fit all. And when you think about this, really think about it, what truly comes in one size fits all? And when I thought about it, and I gave it a lot of thought, I could only come up with a few things, right? I'm thinking like kilts, caftans, sarongs, ponchos, sunglasses do, scarves, beanies, earrings. I literally racked my brain on this for ages, and that kind of list was about the best that I could come up with. I don't know, maybe that says something about my brain. But my question to you is why, when we live in an age of individualization and customization, are women still settling for a one-size-fits-all approach to their training during pregnancy, right? And generic is just the same. Sure, there are some products that you actually may opt for the generic choice, maybe from a cost perspective or a savings perspective. And I totally understand that there are some people out there who genuinely feel like smart and savvy using generic options because they feel like they're getting an equal product for less, basically. Now, in some cases, they'd be absolutely right, of course. However, when it comes to pregnancy and exercise, if you subscribe to this thought process, I believe this view would actually be incomplete. Because the reality is, it's extremely well known the influence that brands have on our behavior actually goes well beyond the moment of product choice, right? When actually using the product continues to make us feel the brand's influence. Now, for instance, on this, studies actually show that people give more creative solutions to problems after seeing an Apple logo than an IBM logo. Now, other than their defined brand personalities, the researchers argue that there's actually nothing like unusual about Apple and IBM that causes this effect, right? The same team who did the Apple and IBM study actually did a follow-up study using Disney and e-channel brands, and they actually found that when participants were primed with the Disney Channel logo, their actual behavior turned out to be much more honest than those who saw the e-channel logos. I mean, that's crazy. And other studies have shown that wearing counterfeit versions of brand names actually makes people feel less authentic and increases the likelihood of both behaving dishonestly and distrusting others. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, based on the research, it makes me wonder what effect using generic exercise videos or programs might have on our behavior in relation to exercise during pregnancy. Would we be less motivated, less consistent, and less likely to continue to exercise throughout the pregnancy? Would we feel less safe? I'm certain that you would be more motivated, more consistent, and more likely to train throughout your entire pregnancy journey, even when you're faced with the array of challenges that pregnant women do face physically as their pregnancy progresses. If you knew that you were accountable to a specialist coach and a program that was written specifically for you, a program that was principle-based with individualized exercise prescription that was correctly timed, sequence, and adjusts over time as your physical body changes. And based on my experience with Maria, I'm certain that you'd have more trust, feel more committed, and have more buy-in to follow the program that was created for you, and you'd actually feel safer doing so. So if this video gave you some fresh perspectives on your pregnancy exercise journey that you'd actually like to explore further, feel free to head to the link in my bio and apply to join my complimentary but private community, and we can certainly continue that conversation there. So that's it from me today. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.